Doyle-Murray. This is Jason back with another review, and I'm finally doing something that I wanted to review and talk about for the longest time, and it is Wayne's World, the original Wayne's World. There is a sequel that I will probably do next, but at least for this one we will do the original Wayne's World, which came out in 1992, and it was Paramount is the one that released it. And I remember this when it came out. I was 11 years old, and I just remember it. But I don't recall exactly if I went to the theaters or not for this. For some reason, I have the memory that I did actually go to this with my family, but regardless, from day one till now, I laugh at the exact same parts. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. We'll go over the Blu-ray real quick. Not much to it, but it is it's nice to have in my collection. Special features in the back. It does have a commentary by director Penelope Spheeris. I think that's how you pronounce it. You have the theatrical trailer in HD, and you also have Wayne's World Extreme Close-Up exclusive cast and crew interviews. So that's it. There's not much to it, but it is a nice thing to have. And again, there's inside, it's basic. You have a disc, and this important notice is very important. So okay, let's get right into it, and we'll discuss the cast members first. Which, first of all, these cast members are great. There was a lot of cameos in here as well. So the first person on this list is Wayne, and he is played by Mike Myers. And this was his very first time on the big screen, which is told in some of the behind the scenes stuff that it's pretty noticeable, that compared to Saturday Night Live, this was completely different, the way that they had to create this. So it was a learning process for both Mike Myers and the next person who plays Garth, and that is Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey did outstanding on this one as well. His character of Garth is absolutely hilarious, and I won't go into too much of their characteristics, but you'll just have to watch it to understand what I'm talking about. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. He's a funny guy. Okay, and next is Wayne's love interest. It is Cassandra Wong, and that's played by Tia Carrere, and she did a great job on this. And another thing that was great about her in here was that she sung her own versions of some songs. And at the end of this review, maybe I'll cover some of the songs that this movie has, including a couple of her own songs that she actually sung for us. So I thought that was pretty cool. Rob Lowe plays Benjamin Oliver, and he is the one that is definitely playing he's a sleazy television producer, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And I'm just going down this list right here. I mean, there's a couple of other notable people. Brian Doyle-Murray, he plays a video arcade owner. Noah Vanderhoff, he plays a small part in here, but it's definitely a memorable character. Very minimal parts for Chris Farley. He plays a security guard for Alice Cooper's concert, which Alice Cooper also plays himself in here as well. Meatloaf, the singer, plays a doorman at the gasworks, and his name is Tiny in here. And here's another one that's funny. Ed O'Neill played the Stan Mikita's donut manager, this part was absolutely funny. It's just a little cameo, but it's absolutely hilarious. And that's it. I mean, there's a couple other cameos in here. Not worth mentioning too much, honestly. But honestly, this movie has great reviews, even by Siskel and Ebert. Rotten Tomatoes gives the film an 85%, which is pretty good for Rotten Tomatoes, and it's definitely a cult classic. Again, made in 1992. There's a lot of references to that local time frame, and also the Saturday Night Live era stuff. So there's some great things going on here, and we'll get right into the actual talk about what the movie's about. So basically, Wayne and Garth are, and before I even start, I should say, these characters and this movie is based off of Saturday Night Live skit. So they've created these skits on Saturday Night Live back in the early 90s, and they've created a movie out of it. They've created a bunch of movies, honestly, regarding some skits in Saturday Night Live, but in my honest opinion, this one is the best one out of all of them that they've created. So basically, Wayne and Garth, they host a public access television show out of Wayne's basement. It's his parents' basement. He still lives with his parents. Absolutely funny. They live in Aurora, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. So you notice how right off the bat how low budget public access this is. He's got this one guy that comes in here that he interviews, and this guy has a thing called, I think, the suck cut, and it's supposed to cut people's hair, and he does a demo on Garth. It's absolutely hilarious. And while this is happening, Benjamin, who's again played by what's his name? Rob Lowe. He's watching this with his girlfriend, and he's definitely got an idea. And to cut it short, he offers Wayne and Garth $10,000 for the rights to this, and of course, $5,000 a piece for them is a lot of money for them, for somebody that is living in his mom's basement. Garth is still living with his parents too. It's funny. So throughout the movie, there's, again, like I said before, there's a lot of cameos here and there that you'll, if you blink, a lot of them you'll miss. Like, for example, Meatloaf at the door. I had no idea, honestly, until very recent that was Meatloaf. It's very short, but that's where they meet Cassandra for the first time. She is the lead vocalist and bassist for the band Crucial Taunt, which is again a fake band. But they're on stage playing, and it's really her playing. So, because she is a singer in real life, and she does a great job, and that's where he goes to meet Cassandra, and it's another funny part. And he has been practicing his Cantonese, and with his money, he purchases this very expensive guitar that they see in the window, and that scene is pretty funny as well. So I thought that was funny, but as soon as they sign the agreement to get the rights of this of Wayne's World, they actually move the stage from the basement to an actual sound stage type thing. And there's a couple of funny scenes, but here's one of them that sticks in my mind completely, and that is the part where they're up in the sound room and they're looking down on Wayne's basement. And this is specifically what Garth says. We're looking down on Wayne's basement, only that's not Wayne's basement. Isn't that weird? And they're all like, yeah, man, that's very weird. So that always sticks out. But throughout this entire thing, Benjamin he attempts to steal Cassandra away from Wayne, using definitely his good looks and his wealth. He distracts Wayne and Garth by giving them backstage passes to Alice Cooper's concert, and that's where you see Alice Cooper. And he also, at the same time, offers Cassandra a role in a music video that he'll produce. And Wayne and Garth, at this time, they go backstage. I'm not going to go into detail too much about, but this is where you see Chris Farley as just a little part of him playing a backstage security guard. The cool thing about this movie, in my opinion, honestly, is they break the fourth wall. They're talking to you as the audience member, and I do like that. And it's so noticeable. They don't try to hide from it. It's absolutely funny, because obviously during Saturday Night Live, the skits are all about his show. There's nothing about his personal life. And during this movie, his personal life, they're talking to you directly, to the audience. And I think that is awesome. There's parts in the movie where he says he's not going to give Temptation about doing advertisements and stuff like that. And it's absolutely funny. I mean, for example, he holds up a Pepsi can, a bag of Doritos, some Pizza Hut. It's absolutely funny, and you just have to see it when, to watch it, to just laugh. I'm telling you, each scene here is absolutely funny. So basically, they bring on the idea is now that they control Wayne's World, that they will bring Noah Vandergaard, who owns these arcades, and they'll give him like a 5-minute spot in the beginning for just to promote new video games, stuff like that. And during this entire thing, Wayne is, again, like he always does, poking fun at the people that they bring on. And at this time, they're fired. They're pretty much fired, and Wayne and Garth, Wayne walks away. So there's a scene right here where Garth is trying to finish the episode, and oh my gosh, it's absolutely hilarious. So basically, because of all this, Cassandra also breaks up with him. So everything is going down the tubes for Wayne. His friend Garth hates him as well for doing what he just did. So now at the end of this, Wayne has to make up with Garth, and he plans to win back Cassandra, and also by getting his show back. So the idea to get Cassandra back is to make this guy, Mr. Big, I think they call him, to hear Crucial Taunt, and he really feels that if he listens to them, that they'll sign her to a contract, and that would be a way for him to get her back. So basically, he puts her on his show that he brings back, and Mr. Big happens to watch it on, he's in his limousine, and he spins around and goes towards there because he likes what he sees. And this is where it kind of gets funny and goofy at the same time. But again, this entire movie has been absolutely hilarious and slapstick type humor. So if you don't like slapstick type humor or Saturday Night Live type humor, then you're not gonna like this movie. But I really think that everybody that watches this at least gets a laugh and ends up liking it. But they end up doing 3 different endings. The very first ending is the sad ending, and that's where Mr. Big shows up and likes what she's doing, but he just feels it's the wrong time, and that's where Cassandra hates Wayne, and then you got Rob Lowe, that she ends up with Rob Lowe, and then they actually go. It's funny. I mean, the way they do it. Then they do a second ending, where this is the goofiest one. It's a Scooby-Doo ending. There's absolutely no reason for it except for just a humorous part, which they absolutely did. And the last one is the happy ending, where Mr. Big signs the contract and Wayne and Garth are together, on the show, and Wayne gets with Cassandra, and they live happily ever after. So that's pretty much it. Again, I've liked this one from day one since I watched it back in 1992, and I'm almost certain that I watched it in the movie theater. So I'll go ahead. I got a piece of paper that I got some information on. I'm going to just go over some of the music. But the pop culture from this show, from this movie, was a lot of catchphrases that, stuck around for a long time. Not anymore, but like words such as swing, and Shaw, and Party On and stuff like that. It's funny because yeah, that stuck around for a long time, especially when I was in school. When this came out, everybody was saying those kind of stuff. So there was even some video games based off this movie, which weren't great, honestly, but I did play a few of them. I'm gonna go ahead and read this. This is the music. Definitely the number one music that came out of this, that kind of revamped this, was Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, and that scene is absolutely hilarious. I didn't talk about it during the review, but they're in their car and they're headbanging to this. Absolutely hilarious. And every time I listen to that music, even to this day, this is the scene that comes back in my head every time I listen to it. And I'm certain that all of the other Wayne's World fans out there are the same way. Dreamweaver by Gary Wright also is played in here. And like I said before, Tia Carrere actually sang her own vocals on two different songs, I believe. But one of them was is a cover song of the Ballroom Blitz, which was done by a Sweet, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard it a few times, but honestly, I didn't hear that song until after I heard this song, which she does a great job on there. We also have Alice Cooper's Feed My Frankenstein on here, which was good. That you hear that during the concert, and I thought that was really cool. All right, that's going to be it for today, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely I give this a thumbs up, a 9 out of 10. And yeah, 9 out of 10 I'll give this. I always go back and watch it at least a couple times a year. All right. Well, thanks everybody, and if you could subscribe here, go ahead. There should be a button right here. It's a picture of me right here. You should be able to click on that and hit subscribe. Also, right over here, I'll go ahead and put 2 different videos you can click on that you may like. There's a couple. There may be a comedy right here and something else right here. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.